Tatiana Williston is our referee for the final.
Якому зіграє Марк
We're
Селбі
ready to
і
go
Марк
for a
Джей
possible
Вільямс.
11
Грається друга
frames to
півсесія.
determine who will be
Перша
crowned British
півсесія
Open champion for
закінчилась з рахунком
2023.
5-3 на користь Марка Джей Вільямса. Так, початок першого фрейму. Вільям забиває червоний шар.
Mark Selby to get us back underway. 10 frames is the magic number for the British Open title, and Selby a couple of frames adrift, but it could have been a good deal worse. He was struggling for a lot of that first session. Lost 5 of the first 6 frames. And that is the trophy they're playing for, a magnificent piece of silverware to go with that handsome check.
Так, вихід на зелений шар. Так, Вільямс набирає 73 очка в 9-му фреймі. Вихід на чорний. Забиває його в дальню праву лозу. Вихід на червоний шар. Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм і веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
They've had a rich rivalry, this pair. This is their 25th meeting, with Selby edging the head-to-head 13 wins to 11. This is the 5th time they've met in a final. They've each won 2 title matches when they've met before. Although Selby has won the 4 most recent meetings. And the most recent was the World Championship quarter-final on his way to his 4th World Championship, which Selby dominated, winning 13-5. Williams' most recent success came in the Masters back in 2018, so looking for his first win over Selby in 5.5 years. Selby was utterly dominant in his semi-final last night, whitewashing Zhao Guodong. Mark Williams had to work a bit harder to see off Hossein Vafai earlier in the day, 6-3. Mark Selby turned 40 earlier this summer. Mark Williams will be 49 next March. Selby having really recaptured some of his very best form in recent times. Of course, he won 2 ranking titles last season. The English Open, he starts the defence of that title in Brentwood next week, of course. Our coverage getting underway tomorrow afternoon here on Eurosport at the first Home Nations event of the season in Brentwood. Won the WST Classic in Leicester as well, and of course went all the way to a 6th world final where he was beaten by Luca Brissell. Mark Williams is looking for his first ranking title since he last won this just over 2 years ago. But he has been in superb form this week, most notably against Fan Zhengyi a couple of rounds ago when he was basically unplayable. He barely missed a ball all afternoon. He's not got that one though. Looks as though he may have covered it by the green. And I think that look from Selby confirms as much. Yeah, it was a real struggle for Selby early on. At the mid-session interval, having won the 4th frame, he only had a pot success of 79%, which is way down on where he'd normally be, which is in the early to mid-90s on average. But crucially, as mentioned, he was able to win the last 2 frames of the session with 2 good breaks, 98 and 73, so very much in contention this evening. And of course, he's never been afraid of a deficit. His first ranking final, the Welsh Open, he won from 3 down with 4 to play against Ronnie O'Sullivan, and he was 10-5 down against O'Sullivan in the World Final in 2014. Turned that around. Similar story when he beat John Higgins in the final, 10-4 down at one stage. So, looks like the safety is going to be played at this top end of the table. And usually in those circumstances, the Reds gradually fan out across the table as they're already doing. And whoever gets in first will have a very presentable chance to potentially win the frame in one visit. Doesn't always work out like that, but quite often it does. And that's a good shot from Williams because he's got Selby tight to the top rail, and that's what it's all about in this situation. And that meant that Selby could only play the containing safety because he couldn't get the cue ball back to the same spot from where he was. Well, that's changed things a bit. Now the cue ball's back at the balk end. Williams could potentially pop this red. Played as a shot to nothing. And he has. He's slotted it in nicely. So Williams with the first opportunity on the resumption this evening. 5 frames away from his 25th ranking title. In this, his 40th ranking final.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм. І буде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейми до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Six.
So the green eludes Mark Williams. That was a surprise. Let off for Selby. Not a gimme. It was a thin cut on the green, but you would have expected Williams to get it. And a great chance for Selby to get off to the perfect start this evening as he looks to get to within 1 frame, having been 4 adrift. And at that stage, he was really struggling with his game. Absolutely vital from his point of view that he finished that first session strongly, which he did.
Six. 7. 10. 11. 18. 19. 26. 27. 32. 33. 38. 39.
So the lead goes to 40. Still 75 on the table. Mark Selby looking to make the most of Mark Williams' miss on the green when he was in first.
47.
1.
53. $54.
So just this red, and Mark Williams would need a snooker to tie the frame.
$61.
Selby said ahead of this final that obviously he wants to win it, but even if he didn't, he would be happy with the state of his game right now. As we know, he had some issues off the table regarding his mental health, which he's been addressing and seems to have made great progress in that regard. This is the moment that Selby got in. Williams
67.
undercutting that green. And a wince from Williams because he knew that this could be the result, and he was right. Had that green gone in, could easily have been
68.
a three-frame cushion again for Williams, which is a very handy lead, but now just the one-frame advantage.
$74.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм.
75.
Ведеться матч із рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
We've had 59 centuries in total in this tournament, 48 here at the venue. The highest remains Zhao Guodong's 140 break in the quarterfinals against Tom Ford. There's a £5,000 bonus for whoever finishes with the best break. Selby can't beat it here,
82.
but he can notch up his 4th century break of the week. And what a perfect start it would be to the evening for him. For whatever reason, it was a bit of a struggle early on, but he seems to have put those difficulties behind him. The first frame of the day was very scrappy. It was in excess of 40 minutes. And he missed a few that he wouldn't normally. But he has such resilience and determination, Selby. It's so difficult to beat him, even when he's not at his best.
90.
He's taken these exceptionally well.
$94. $99. $105.
A 10th century of the season for Mark Selby, the 784th of his career. What a start to the evening for him. Exactly what he would have hoped for, to reduce the gap further. And from a 5-1 deficit, he now has won 3 on the bounce and trails Mark Williams by just 1 at 5-4. Let's have another look at the tail of the tape. And as you can see, Mark Williams, who made 2 centuries this afternoon, he was certainly the better player of the two. Now with 606 career centuries. Only 9 players in the history of the game have made in excess of 600, and of course Mark Selby now closing in on 800 for his career. He's in 5th in the all-time list, behind Neil Robertson, Judd Trump, John Higgins, and of course at the top of the tree, Ronnie O'Sullivan with 1,210 century breaks as a professional. Selby going for his 23rd world ranking title. That would tie him up with Judd Trump and Neil Robertson on 23 in joint 6th place in the all-time list. Williams, of course, is in 5th on 24 and hoping for 25.
Frame 10. Mark Williams to break.
Mark Selby had a commanding 5-1 lead. Would have been looking to push on from there this afternoon. It didn't quite happen for him, though. And now you see Mark Selby dominate the last 3 frames on the bounce. So Williams' lead cut to a single frame. Missed the green, of course, early in frame 9, which let Selby in for his 10th century of the season. And his 4th of this tournament. Williams has already made 17 centuries this season. Selby missing the thin edge.
Oh, no miss. Mark Williams 4.
This, of course, is just the 3rd ranking event of the new campaign. We've already had the Championship League, which Williams made the final of, losing to Sean Murphy. And then the European Masters in Nuremberg, won by Barry Hawkins. We've also had the Invitational Shanghai Masters, won by Ronnie O'Sullivan. And that's a terrific pot, once again, from Williams. I'm sure he was fully expecting Mark Selby to hit back in this final, so it'll come as no surprise that Selby's picked his game up significantly from his early problems in losing 5 of the first 6 frames. I don't think anyone would be surprised to see this go the distance or very close.
$12. 30. $20. 21.
Wow.
Mark Williams 21.
Second frame in a row. Williams has been in first, but not made the most of it. At least he didn't leave anything.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм і веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
As mentioned, this is the 5th time they've contested a final. Mark Selby won the Shanghai Masters final way back in 2011 in a decider, 10-9, same distance as this final. And then again, 10-8 in the China Open in 2017. And Williams, well, he won the German Masters final back in 2011, 9-7. And also in one of the old European Tour events, which were played over the best of 7 frames throughout. Won the title match on that occasion 4-3. Excellent safety from Selby. Perfect strength on the cue ball. Williams only scored 12 points in the last 3 frames from 5-1 up. In that time, Selby's made breaks of 98, 73 and the 112 just now. Not one of his better safeties, though. Has he left anything? It would appear that all reds are covered. Well, there is one available, as you can see, but it's tough, very tough. Well, that is just superb from Williams. It really is. He doesn't take a backward step. He's lost his way a little bit in this final. As mentioned, in the last 3 frames, he's not really made much of an impression, but it doesn't stop him going for his shots. I think that's indicative of where he's at with his career these days. We know he's got nothing to prove. He's won everything that matters multiple times. He still loves to compete, but if he does lose, he takes it on the chin. He doesn't dwell on it. Just gets on with the next tournament. But while he's out there, he gives it absolutely everything, and he's still such a dangerous player. Became the oldest player to make a professional maximum break last season when he was 48. Beg your pardon, 47. He's 48 at the moment. He'll be 49 next year. That was at the English Open, which, just a reminder, gets underway tomorrow in Brentwood.
20. Twenty. 27. 28.
It's Selby's turn to spend some time in his chair. It was a terrific red from Williams to get in. Williams, of course, going for a third British Open title tonight.
35.
This is a trophy that Mark Selby is yet to win, so he'll be doubly motivated to get this one on his CV. .66 the lead, 67 left, and a number of the reds are awkward, so it's a long way back in any case for Selby in this frame. He's going for the double. So still enough there for Selby, but not easy by any means. The black is also up the table. Good break from Williams, but not quite a frame-winning one. Again, not the best safety from Selby. It was, for him, an ordinary safety shot that led to Mark Williams knocking in that great long red that launched the break that has taken him to the cusp of a 6-4 lead. He's only one red away from making it happen. And he has got some insurance, so I'm sure he'll be going for this. No wiggle room at all for Selby because there are only 67 left, so he needs blacks to win the frame, and at the moment the black isn't ideal. A couple of the reds aren't either. Very close.
Сергій Вільямс виграє перший фрейм. І буде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
No point trying to pot one of these reds unless he can get a black with it. That's Selby's problem at the moment. Well, he's promoted the black, which is of benefit to Selby. That's assuming that Williams doesn't pot the red. Well, he's had a few goes now, not quite managed to sink it. And the longer that remains the case, the more Williams will be concerned about a possible counter-attack from his opponent.
One.
Oh, he's missed the pink.
Mark Selby, 1.
And in taking the pink, he could only have tied the frame in any case, but he concedes. So Mark Williams stops the rot, having lost 3 frames in a row, and edges 2 frames clear once again, and within 4 of the title at 6-4.
Thank you, frame 11. Mark Selby to break.
Mark Williams is too clear again. That is the Clive Everton Trophy, named in honour of the great snooker commentator and journalist. And whoever gets to 10 frames will walk away not only with that silverware, but a cheque for £100,000. The runner-up gets 45,000. Yes, he's done well to navigate the cue ball back to safety.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм. І буде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Chance then for Selby.
Six. Seven.
Not the easiest table at the moment. The black is surrounded, so that's not available. So work for Selby to do to engineer a break from here.
Thank you. 19. $20. 25. 26.
'Excellent shot
33.
to get the black into play. Goes up on the green spot, the only available one at present.
$34.
The brown spot, I should say, not the green spot.
$36. 37.
It's been an excellent break so far from Selby. It's not been straightforward. Hasn't been able to make a break in the conventional way.
42.
With the black into the opposite corner pockets, because the black was initially surrounded, and then of course he managed to pot it, but then it went up to the brown spot because it was covered.
43.
The pink remains out of commission, so he's having to work with the blue at the moment. So this is a real test of positional play, and he's so far passed that test. Maybe just a little straight on this blue, however.
$48. Selby, 48.
So the break ends at 48. It was a good one, though, acknowledged by the crowd. Andy lead, but still 83 on the table. Terrific pot. And a handy cannon to keep the cue ball on a colour. Not quite the cannon he was looking for.
6.
Not sure if anything does go. Don't think it does from there. So 75 now remaining.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм.
Can't
І
get
веде в
through
цьому матчі з
to the red
рахунком
below the pink.
6-3. Лишається
Two
Вільямсу
reds
4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
on the top cushion in the way.
Mark Selby.
So Selby has pushed a red to the side cushion by way of some insurance in case Williams gets in next. Another terrific pot. Played as a shot to nothing. Had it not gone in, he was looking to rattle it away from the jaws of the pocket. And although it's only worth 1 point for now, it's got Selby in trouble behind the black.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Williams 4.
Mighty close.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Williams 6. Free ball.
Free ball awarded because Williams can't hit both sides of a red. But if you can see, nothing goes, so no value in the free ball. The white is replaced again.
and a miss. Mark Williams 6.
Proving to be a lucrative snooker, this, for Williams. Set up by that excellent long red. That's 16 penalty points already. Just eating away into this lead of Selby's.
Foul and a miss. Mark Williams 6.
Overcompensated there. Got the angles slightly wrong.
Colin, can you bring it up, please?
So, a little bit of work to be done here by Tatiana in partnership with marker Colin Humphreys to get these balls back in the right place. So that one pot from Williams has already gleaned an extra 22 points.
A bit more. This way a bit. Bit more. You'll have to come a bit more. About that much this way. And then that bit a bit more. Quarter of a ball. Slightly more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In.
Okay.
Thank you.
It is an extremely difficult hit, this, for Selby. Very little margin for error. Minute adjustment required to get exactly the right angle. Just missed the blue. But again,
And a miss.
pink gets in the way.
Mark Williams 6.
The reason that the miss continues to be called here, despite the difficulty of the shot that Selby is playing, is that he could hit other reds, which would be much easier to hit, even though he's snookered on them. But of course, he doesn't want to hit those. He wants to leave things safe. And that's why he'll continue to be penalised, despite the difficulty of this shot. The referee always has discretion in a situation like this, but it's absolutely the right decision, because Selby could hit a different red much more easily. But he's finally got there. It's cost him 28 points. And it's got Mark Williams right back in the frame. Mark Williams jokes. Can you put it back again, please? Not this time. That's not allowed. Well, that's one that you might have expected Selby to get, and it could be expensive. This is a big frame, clearly, for Selby, because were he to lose it, he'd be 3 behind. Williams would be within 3 of the title. Would leave him a lot to do. And with Williams having scored those 28 penalty points, he now finds himself just 24 behind with still 59 on the table. This would be a big frame to win from 54 adrift. Wow, that is a major surprise, and what a huge let-off that is for Selby. Overcutting a relatively easy pink with the rest. And now a great opportunity for Selby to close this frame out.
Williams виграє перший фрейм.
Get
І
himself
веде
back
цьому
within
матчі
1
з
again,
рахунком
right back in
6-3.
contention.
Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
1.
He is going to need 2 more reds, so he'll need one of the awkward ones to make the frame safe.
Selby 9.
Crikey. Maybe thinking more about the cannon there. He's taken his eye off the pot. The good news for Selby is that it doesn't look as though Williams can pot the black. This frame becoming bigger by the moment now. Both players have had chances to win it. 33 the difference, 43 left. And Williams has overcut the red. So all Selby needs is this red and any colour, and Williams will need a snooker. Things threatened to get difficult for Selby in this frame when he gave up 28 penalty points to that fiendish snooker. And Mark Williams has had 2 opportunities to get right back in the frame at least, but he squandered them. And now he's 39 behind with only 35 left, and once again, pink and black at the moment not available.
Mark Selby 6.
So very much advantage Mark Selby. a snooker, but not that difficult to hit off the baulk cushion.
Selby 4.
And
end of frame.
That ends the frame. Mark Selby happy to accept the concession from Mark Williams. So Selby stays in touch in this increasingly engrossing final here at the British Open in Cheltenham. Mark Williams' lead shaved to a single frame again at 6-5. Selby getting it back to 5-4. Williams moving 6-4 clear, but Selby has just won frame 11 to once again reduce the arrears to a single frame. 10, remember, is the target. This is the final frame before the final interval. And I'm sure that Mark Selby, as Williams watches on, would have targeted winning this mini session 3-1 at the start of the evening, which of course would then tie the match up. He's looked very sharp from long range tonight, Williams. That's another absolute cracker. He'll be a bit irritated that he missed
виграє перший фрейм.
a couple of much
І
easier
веде
pots
цю
than
матч
that
із
one in the
рахунком
previous frame when he
6-3.
had chances to
Лишається
get back
Вільямсу
into
4
it and
фрейма
maybe
до перемоги
move
в цьому
3
матчі.
clear. But nothing seems to faze him. He doesn't dwell on disappointments. This is why he's had so much success down the years. He has a wonderful temperament for the game. That ability to just forget about the negative stuff and focus on what you can influence, which is what's in front of you. Easier said than done, of course. But Williams has been a past master of that particular skill. Cucumber cool under pressure. And never phased, it seems, regardless of the match situation. That could have been a more kindly outcome, though. Certainly hit the reds with plenty of venom. Hasn't landed on anything easy. He's hampered on this red to the left corner. But he's recovered the situation nicely. Just a little straight on the blue. But he's got options. Looking to now share this little mini session this evening and therefore maintain his 2-frame advantage. Again hampered, which makes the shot that much more difficult, and positioned to go with it. Crowd enjoyed that one, but no joy positionally for Williams. Absolutely muscled this red into the pocket, but looks like end of break. 45 the lead.
Mark Williams, 425.
We've had packed houses all week here in Cheltenham, enjoying what has been a terrific week snooker, and we could still be in for a thrilling climax to this event.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм. І веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Selby.
Mark Selby has a remarkable record of consistency when it comes to ranking finals. He's won 19 of his last 22 ranking event finals, and one of the ones he lost was the shootout to Ryan Day in 2021, and of course most recently the World Championship to Luca Brissell, whose strike rate when it comes to the title match in ranking tournaments is remarkable.
Selby 4.
He won 11 finals in a row from the 2016 International Championship through to the 2020 Scottish Open.
Selby 4.
And if he could win this frame, it would complete a remarkable comeback in this final. From 5-1 down, losing 5 of the first 6, he would have then won 5 of the next 6 to make it a best-of-7 frame match after the interval. But of course, he's still got to make it happen.
Selby 4.
Mark Williams' turn to be giving Mark Selby some penalty points.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Selby 4.
So that's 16 points that Williams has now donated. Another good safety from Selby. Williams can get through to that red. And a very good return, and what a result he's had there, right behind the yellow. Advantage Mark Williams in his bid to move 2 clear again. So the extreme left-hand side on the cue ball to swing it round the angles, and the perfect result. Wanted to miss that red. No. first glance, it's not worked out too badly. Selby was up very early on the shot there. That's normally not a positive sign. And sure enough, he's left a red for Williams. So here's a chance for Williams to get back in and take a 7-5 lead.
One.
No mistake with the rest this time. He missed one in the previous frame when he had a chance to get back into it. Didn't pot that entirely cleanly, which is why the cue ball is a little closer to the side cushion than he would have liked. Shouldn't be a problem though. Oh, it was a problem. He's missed that red by a wide margin. So Mark Selby still has the possibility of coming out of this mini session with honours even. 44 the difference, still plenty of points there
Вільямс
for him.
виграє перший фрейм і веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
And this would be a big steal. Williams will feel he should have clinched the frame at that visit. Didn't want the kiss on the brown. That's scuppered his hopes of getting the cue ball back to the top end of the table. Big moment in this final. Mark Selby with the opportunity to win this little mini session 3-1 and draw level in this final, having been at one stage 5-1 behind and struggling. Looks like he can get through to the red just about, even though black is in close attendance to the potting angle.
90.
Problem there for Selby, though, was being able, given he was so straight on the red, to get top side of the black, which of course he needed to get position on the last red. So that could be a reprieve for Williams. What a big frame this is now. He's going to be looking to lay the snooker here behind the black.
26.
Just 18 behind, 35 left.
Mark Selby, 26.
Advantage Mark Selby, and with the red out in the open, makes it that much trickier for Williams to hit it. Plus he's got to leave it safe. And there's no safe colour by way of an insurance for Williams.
Well, and a miss. Mark Selby, 4.
It'll be going back.
And a miss. Mark Selby, 4.
Take 3. 10 points between them now. He won't have that one back. He's got a snooker back on Mark Selby. The most important thing for Williams there was to hit the red and not leave it, and he's done even better than that with a stroke of luck.
Foul and a miss. Mark Williams, 4. Want to check? Colin, can you bring it, please?
Again, Colin Humphreys, our marker this evening, is called into action. These are critical moments in the final. Big difference between 6 apiece and 7-5 Williams going into the final mid-session interval.
A little bit more. It's about right there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
looks like a red ball frame with the colours all out in the open, just the brown off its spot. Nearly 30 minutes, just underlining the significance of this frame. So Mark Williams has the chance to move 2 frames clear once again, and within 3 of his 3rd British Open title. And surely that is what
Так,
is
і
going to
Вільямс
happen
виграє
now.
перший фрейм
At his mercy.
і веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Selby resigned to being 2 adrift again, as he was at the start of the evening. Just this ball
10.
to leave Selby needing a snooker, but he's surely not going to get the chance to play for them. Still very much in this final, Selby, but he would love to have drawn level, which would have been a perfect result for him, really, from 5-1 down. But Williams has been able to maintain a cushion.
19.
Mark Williams clears the colours and restores the 2-frame advantage he had at the start of this final session here in Cheltenham. And so when they come back for the final act of the British Open,
90. Twenty-seven.
blue goes in, but he snookered on his intended red into the yellow pocket. 40 points the lead.
Williams 40.
Another terrific pot from Williams. Of course, it's been a trademark throughout his career, his long game, one of the best we've ever seen, and it's certainly been on song this evening. If he could move 3 clear, that would put him in a very strong position in this final, just 2 away from the winning line. Got a great chance to do that now.
20.
A1 position here. Still with a bit of work to do. 75 left on the table. Finish cut. Very thin. In fact, he's overcut it. Well, that will annoy Williams. He was so close there to making it 8-5.
90.
And didn't get prime position on the red. And hit the black. That's why he left himself with what proved to
Так,
be
і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм.
permissible
І веде
red.
в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Foul. And a miss. Mark Williams 4.
But Williams' mistake has not been expensive. And that was a kindly kiss as well. So just having the rub of the green here, Williams, at an important moment of the match. Fluked the snooker at the back end of the previous frame. And that pink means that Mark Selby needs a snooker, but he's not going to get the opportunity. So for the first time since he led 4-1, Mark Williams is 3 clear. Of course, he was 5-1 up before Selby fought back to 5-4 and then 6-5.
14.
But a 2-frame burst from Williams has put him very firmly in control of this final now.
15.
Selby's got to win 5 of the remaining 6 frames.
Mark Williams 28 and a throw.
Mark Williams tightens his grip on this British Open final. He's just 2 frames away from the prize now. Mark Selby.
Frame 14. Mark Williams to break.
Mark Williams just 2 frames away from a 25th ranking title. He leads Mark Selby by 8 frames to 5. Williams scored heavily in the first session this afternoon, highlighted by 2 century breaks, including a 1-3-3. Since he led 5-1, he hasn't actually made a 50 break. But he's been able to maintain his advantage and now increase it by winning frame 13. And this is surely a must-win frame now for Mark Selby. Terrific pot. Cue ball isn't great though.
Ping ball. Mark Selby won. Good safety from Selby. He has got to be near faultless from here on in if he's to turn this final his way.
Дорогі, Вільямс виграє перший фрейм і веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Tactical battle continues. Who's going to get the first opportunity to strike in this frame from here? Selby needs to, given a precarious state of the scoreline now for him. 8-5 down. Needing to win 5 of the last 6 frames of this match to lift the trophy. A trophy that so far has eluded him. Never won the British Open.
Selby 4. Of course, yeah.
Just going to have a quick look.
Looks very good.
Thank you.
Two players who are right at the top of the tree in terms of being tactically astute. So much ring craft. Wow, that was close. Played it with safety in mind, screwing back towards the ball cushion. Very, very close to that. Williams holding his hand up. It's only going to be 1 point, I think. But it's a snooker behind the blue to give him control of the table for now. That was a fluke. Probably fair to say that Williams has had the rub of the green this evening on occasion.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм. І ведеться в матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
It's a good hit though from Selby, no damage done there. That's not gone to plan, although, once again, no apparent damage done. So this frame taking quite a while to unfold. It's a vital one for Selby. Hard to see him coming back from 4 down with 5 to play against this man. think one or two members of the audience thought that was in. It was certainly close. This time it does drop. Now, can he get through to the green? It looks as though he can. So, Mark Williams gets an opportunity. Another excellent long pot. He has been almost immaculate in that regard this evening. He hasn't scored particularly heavily tonight, having made 2 centuries this afternoon, but he's managed to win 3 of the 5 frames played. Not ideal by any means, just off straight on the black, close to the side cushion. So neither the pot nor position straightforward here for Williams. By the way, tomorrow on day 1 of the English Open, our feature match at 2 o'clock Central European time will be Ronnie O'Sullivan against Andrew Paget. O'Sullivan, a former English Open champion. In fact, it's the only Home Nations event that he's won since the series started in 2016. Williams able to just float that one in.
30.
Neil Robertson will also be on the main match table tomorrow afternoon, and then in the evening it's the world champion Luca Bracel against the brand new professional, the world junior champion Stan Moody, and then Judd Trump will be taking on Sean O'Sullivan. So terrific lineup of action on the first day of the English Open tomorrow, live from Brentwood in Essex. Meanwhile,
Williams,
the break ends
33.
on 33 for Williams, so he has to settle for a 29-point lead.
One. Blue ball. Six. Seven.
Wow. Well, how did this drop? Certainly thought about staying up. Well, Selby's heart would have been in his mouth there.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм і веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
He's got a lot of work to do to turn this into a frame-winning chance with the reds clustered
40.
around the top cushion. How did that drop? Took a while to decide.
15. Twenty-two. Touch and ball. Twenty-three. Thirty. Selby 30.
So Mark Selby edges into the lead, right back in the frame. This vital frame as he bids to cut the gap back to 2 and stay in contention. Keep Williams a couple of frames from the winning line. But when Williams is knocking in reds like that, it's very difficult. And he has been brilliant from distance this evening. He really has. Again, it's only going to be the 1 point. It gives him a chance to lay the snooker with the scores level and 51 left on the table. Yeah, good escape from Selby. He's not left anything. Looking to just creep in behind the brown. Didn't quite get the weight on the shot that he wanted.
Foul and a miss. Mark Selby 4.
Foul and a miss. Not sure that will be going back. Just underhit it, basically. Another 30-minute frame. Selby won't care how long it takes, as long as he wins it. Stays in contention for the title. Very tactical frame. Who's going to win the battle?
Торгій Вільямс виграє перший фрейм і ведеться матч із рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Oh, and a miss. Mark Selby 4. Mark.
Look at that. Both players have been generous in donating penalty points, 60 apiece.
Oh, and a miss. Mark Selby 4.
This time he hits it perfectly, ensuring that Selby can't go at the red. This frame remains on a knife edge. Everything else is out in the open. It's a battle of tactical wills, this frame. Maybe Williams now has the chance to get the better of that battle. Yes, a very good shot from Selby. Got just the faintest of contacts on the red, which was exactly what he was looking for. started this final with a 40-minute frame. This one will end up being longer than that, but it's such a vital one. Selby wins it. I feel he's right back in contention again, just 2 adrift. Williams wins it, then he's just a frame away and in a very, very strong position. This shot has got Williams thinking. Mark Selby does that to opponents a lot of the time. Such a clever tactical player. They both are. There you go, 40 minutes and counting. Still 3 reds left. And he's managed to leave everything safe.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм і веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
It's another good one. There's been bags of impressive tactical play in this frame. Who is going to have the last word, though? Tapping at the table, both players appreciating the other's skills in this facet of the game. And there's a mistake, and there's a fluke. Wow, how important is that going to be? He's on the black as well. It's not easy, but that might just be a frame winner for Williams. The double kiss wasn't intended, neither was that. Wow, this will hurt Selby. If Williams can knock this in, and it's not easy, but if he can, and he gets on a red, he'll be favourite. No, it stayed up. To the relief of Selby, who'll feel a bit of justice has been done there after the fluke. Williams wondering how it didn't drop. We saw Selby see one drop into this pocket earlier in the frame. Did that not go in or something along those lines, Williams said. But of course he has covered the pocket and Selby's snookered on the other red. So this frame still in the balance. Another good safety. But there is a danger of this frame becoming a stalemate now that the black is blocking the pocket and the reds are in close attendance. It's already 45 minutes old. I'm not sure what Williams said there, but
Of course he is.
I think he might need. To visit the bathroom, maybe. This frame has been a long one.
I do want to go now, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's. So both players leaving the arena for a bit of a timeout. Possible 5 frames still to be played. Mark Williams needs 2, Selby needs 4. as that stayed out. I thought it was in. I think Williams did as well. That looked in. In the event, I don't think he was on the black, but couldn't have got any closer. His long potting has been excellent this evening.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм і веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
So Mark Selby back in early in frame 15. Remember when he won his first ranking title, the Welsh Open, he was 3 down with 4 to play against Ronnie O'Sullivan. Now looking for his 23rd. And he has got a remarkable conversion rate when he gets to the title match.
6. Selby, 13.
Break ends disappointingly early for Selby.
One.
Terrific pot.
Seven. Eight. Fifteen. Sixteen.
This is certainly missable. Brilliant shot from Selby. Gutsy as well. He knew he was doing all kinds of harm potentially if he missed this.
20.
Might just be a frame winner to get him within one, and then it really is game on again. doubt about the key shot in this break, the cutback black, which was eminently missable. Mark Selby didn't flinch, and he was rewarded for his bravery. Give himself the chance of clinching the frame at this visit and moving to within one. It was 5-1 down at one stage, 8-5 down. His powers of recovery, his determination, his tenacity, his resilience
Вільямс виграє
is
перший фрейм
unparalleled in the modern game.
і ведеться в матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Arguably the toughest player to beat. So many facets to his game, so many strengths.
46.
So that's the frame, and Mark Selby is still very much in the hunt for the British Open title. The previous frame was huge, it was very long, a real tactical battle, and Selby in the end was able to come through it. And that superb pot on the black
59.
in this break has enabled him to put together back-to-back frames. And now to trail by just one, and within 3 of the title. Now eyeing what would be a 5th century of the week. It might be difficult now. Not sure if he can get through to the red to pot it. He might be able to. Caught the other one first. 68 will do, though, more than enough to win frame 15. And this final is right back in the balance again, just 1 frame between them. Mark Williams still needs 2 frames. Mark Selby now needs 3. Williams leads by 8 frames to 7. After 15 frames, it couldn't be tighter. Someone's got to be in front. It's Mark Williams, but only by the 1 frame now, having been 4 clear earlier in the day at 5-1 and then 8-5 up this evening. Crucially, Selby was able to take a very lengthy tactical 14th frame to stay in touch, and he's dominated the 15th to close to within a single frame. Can he now tie this match up and make it a best of 3, or can Williams go
Frame 16.
2 up with 3 to play?
Williams to break. Take your seats, please.
Remember, this is their 25th meeting, their 5th meeting in a final. Selby leads the head-to-head, 13 wins to 11. He's won the last 4, including the World Championship 2 years ago, on his way to his 4th world title. That was a comfortable win for Selby, 13-5. This has been a very different sort of match, but although Williams has been in front throughout, he knows that Selby still carries a great deal of threat. Williams, of course, missed out narrowly last season to Judd Trump in the final of the Masters. He's not won a ranking event since he won this just over 2 years ago. So he's keen to end something of a drought in that regard. Get back in the winner's enclosure again.
Okay, we can please double check. Thank you.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм і веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейми до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Selby crunches another one in. He seems to have built some momentum now.
16. Six.
So the break ends at 36, a lead of 40. It's been that kind of evening, really. Generally speaking, there haven't been too many frame-winning breaks, one visit frames. Just maybe gone off the boil a bit, shake of the head from him. That very long frame, the frame before last, and when you have a frame like that that's full of admittedly very good tactical play from both players, it can affect your rhythm, so that when you get the chance to have a pot, it's not as easy as it might otherwise have been. Selby bidding to get level in this final for the first time since the first frame. Trailed 3-0, trailed 5-1,
Trailed 8-5.
8.
But now edging towards parity at 8 each.
No.
Well, Selby looks away. That's not
60.
quite gone to plan. Bit unlucky there, really. Lead 56, but still 83 on the table.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм. І веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Mark Selby is 16.
So Mark Selby with a very healthy lead, but not yet a decisive one. Mark Williams hasn't had a 50 break since he made a 1-3-3. And that was way back in the 6th frame when he led 5-1. So he's not really been able to score in the way he normally would this evening. Maybe he feels that will need to change if he's to win this final from here. Selby's playing well after a sticky start, and in the first 4 frames his pot success was just 79%. And that included a break of 59 in the 4th frame to get himself on the scoreboard before the first interval after Williams had missed a red. And he might have had a clean sweep of 4-0. But Selby has made the breaks this evening that we've had. 112 in the first frame of the night, and then 68 just now to close to 8-7. And the break in this frame to put him in charge. So finally, that near 40-minute hiatus without a pot has been ended. Now then, Selby.
Five. Six. 19.
This feels like a critical frame. These are the ones that really hurt if you lose them. Selby was 56 in front. He lost position. You saw his frustration. Because had the cannon gone better for him, it would have been 8 each. Now he's contemplating Williams moving too clear yet again. Try as he might, he hasn't been able to restore parity with Williams. Oh, goodness me, how did that drop? Wow. How did this drop in? I'm sure earlier in the week that would not have gone. We've seen a lot of balls rattle in the corner pocket jaws this week and stay out, but that one somehow found a way to disappear, to the relief of Williams and to the disappointment of Selby. 20 points behind. Williams acutely aware of how much this will hurt Selby if he can clear up.
43.
No reason why he shouldn't now. The balls are at his mercy. One more good positional shot from yellow to green.
49.
And Mark Selby is that helpless. And he's played it perfectly. It's the highest break from Mark Williams since the 1-3-3 in the 6th frame of the match. His first half century since then. What a timely one.
54.
2 points behind. So he needs brown, blue and pink for 9-7.
$58. 63.
Well, not perfect on the pink. Just under hit it. Maybe a little bit of tension in the arm, but this for the frame. And in it goes. Mark Williams clears to the pink with a break of 69. What a timely intervention that was from the 2 times British Open champion. A hammer blow for Mark Selby, who led by 56. But it's Mark Williams who moves too clear yet again, and within one of the title, he leads by 9 frames to 7. Mark Selby had led by 56. The frame stolen from under his nose after he somewhat unluckily lost position going into the reds, looking to kill the frame off for 8-all and finally get back on terms. He's always been behind in this match, Selby, and now he's got to win the last 3 frames to deny Williams a 3rd British Open title. 2 up with 3 to play.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм. І ведеться в матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
What a terrific pot that is. Williams has sprung back to life. There were just 1 or 2 signs his game was creaking a bit, although he's not had any luck with a kiss there. So it looks like it's probably a snooker behind the yellow.
Mark Williams win. Catch and ball.
So Mark Selby gets an early chance in this frame. Black's currently out of commission. It's a tall order for Selby from here, but by no means impossible. And of course he's done it before. He did it the very first time he won a ranking event, when he was in an even bigger predicament, 3 down with 4 to play against Ronnie O'Sullivan in the Welsh Open final. In 2008, that was not long after he'd won his first major title, the first of his 3 Masters crowns. Of course, he's also won 2 UKs and 4 World Championships. He's got as many Triple Crown titles, as they're known, as John Higgins. And you know he's going to give it everything in a bid to pull this final out of the bag.
11. Eighteen. Twenty-three. Twenty-four. 29. 30.
It's like a very good chance for Selby to get back to within a single frame, keep the match alive, keep Williams under pressure. For some players, the circumstances in which he lost the previous frame might have
36.
had serious implications, but Selby is so strong mentally. Tremendous competitor. Just never knows when he's beaten.
37. 43.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм і веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
This time he doesn't have to go into a cluster of reds in the way he did in the last frame. And of course he didn't land on one and ultimately paid the price. Oh, he's missed the pink though. He's pushed it to the far jaw. Goodness me. Well, That's a surprising error from Selby. Just when he was getting into a position again to win the frame. Mark Williams, 43 behind in the frame he needs for the title. His first ranking event crown in over 2 years since he won this. Beating Gary match here. A couple of awkward reds along the top rail. And he's missed the double on the pink. That break ended quickly.
Mark Williams won.
Disappointing visit, really, for Williams. Failing to punish Selby's miss pink. Missing it himself. It's been said many times that the frame required for victory, particularly victory in a final, when you haven't won one for a couple of years, is the hardest one to win. Selby, on the other hand, won 2 ranking titles last season. English Open, WST Classic, was runner-up in the World Championship, of course. He's already been in decent touch this season. Semi-finals of the European Masters, where he lost to an inspired Barry Hawkins. And also at the Invitational Shanghai Masters, where he lost a high-quality match to Ronnie O'Sullivan.
6.
He's qualified for the upcoming events in China, in Wuhan and in Tianjin, the International Championship. So lots for Selby to be positive about in terms of where his game is at right now. Win or lose this evening, but of course he's still got designs on winning. It's not quite gone to plan, but
10.
Mark Williams, as you see, needs a snooker with only 51 remaining. It's just the one snooker.
Mark Selby 10.
Williams still needs a snooker to turn this frame around. Tatiana Wilston in charge of this final.
Так, і Вільямс виграє перший фрейм. І веде в цьому матчі з рахунком 6-3. Лишається Вільямсу 4 фрейма до перемоги в цьому матчі.
Plenty of Mark Williams fans in the house. Still needs a snooker, of course. Only 43 left.
9.
But with that red in the position it's in, a chance to lay one, having potted this black. One good shot here, and Williams could be back in the frame.
16. Mark Williams, 16.
I'll be a bit disappointed with that. No snooker. This was a terrific shot to release the reds. .36 the difference, 35 on. Oh, he's gone round the back of it, and it's going to be a free ball in all probability.
Mark Williams 4.
Oh dear, that could be calamity for Selby. A rueful smile, a sick smile, because Williams, with this black as an extra red, is going to have a chance to steal his second straight frame, and with it the match.
1.
What an opportunity. It looked for all the world again as though Selby was closing to a single frame. But Williams in danger of picking his pocket for the second straight frame, and in the process sealing the title.
8.
He's never been behind throughout the day. He was much the stronger player early in the first session, took a 5-1 lead, made 2 centuries. Mark Selby hit back strongly to win the last 2 of the session and the first this evening with a century of his own.
10.
But he's never quite been able to draw level with Williams. He's threatened it a couple of times, not least in the previous frame, which was a very hurtful one to lose from 56 points in front. And now he's staring at a similar scenario after the snooker and his failure to escape from it, and the resulting free ball, which has given Williams this chance to clear the table. We don't need that. Not helpful at this stage. He needs the remaining colours for victory. As he underhit, that's been over 2 years since he's won a title. He's had some near misses since then, not least the Masters last season when he lost narrowly to Judd Trump with Alexandra Palace. But now it's in his hands. It's been a terrific final. Lots of good breaks and some terrific tactical play from this pair, who are so adept in all departments, but it's Williams who is 2 pots away. And what bottle, what nerve he has under pressure. This to be crowned champion. It's a 25th ranking title for the great Mark Williams. A wonderful clearance. And a 3rd British Open crown. A hat-trick of titles at this event, which he first won back in 1997, won again in 2021, and has regained in 2023. And look what it means to him as well, that big fist pump. He's delighted to finally get his hands on major silverware once again after a 2-year drought, and he thoroughly deserves his victory. And what a couple of frames he won to clinch it at the end there.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we hear from our 2 finalists, may we have another round of applause for 2 of the all-time greats.